Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So first off, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my YouTube members, Tinky. Thanks for your support. Now, of course, Another Eden Global has been quiet as of late. Hopefully you've been taking your time and catching up on some of the older content, or if you're like me, just at least using your red and green keys in order to maximize your returns in terms of treatises, codexes, and opuses. That being said, we do have a new update in the notices, still the same version, 3.0.500, so this will be an in-game update just like before. Unfortunately, because of that, iOS users will not get an early update. We'll have to wait around 24 hours from now in order to have that in-game update. So we do have another style, Phantom Thief, aka AS Dewey, and you can clearly see that he has his telltale Super Saiyan hair. He's obviously the happier version. He's not the Alter or RCF, and so on and so forth. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So, AS Dewey, just like most ASs, does have a way of stacking stacks on himself. Now, his stacks are very similar to Alma. So, what he does is, depending on if he can get 5 stacks, after he gets to 5 stacks, at the end of turn, he will convert into his special clock burst state. And what that does is it'll give him guaranteed crit rate of himself. And obviously, when he's doing that, he'll have additional effects and damages and so on and so forth. Okay, so not only that, AS Dewey, with the advent of him coming into play, his 4-star move, Steam Assist, will now allow us to deploy a Water Zone. So even the normal style Dewey's move will get upgraded, since normal style Dewey does share the same 4-star move. And it does not only increase, guaranteed Water Zone, which is nice because it's in a move, doesn't have to VC in. And we're always looking for more units like that. I mean, we have Aisha and we have Water Zone Grasta, but still, nice to have that as a move. It does have a modest boost of power, all party members 20%, and water type attack for 30% if you do still need that. AS Dewey still also retains his 4-star moves, which has modest int and speed debuffs, and so on and so forth. However, the most important and interesting thing is he can set up where his setup move removes buffs from the enemy when the enemy has active buffs. So you actually want the enemy to have a buff. It will remove all buffs from the target. Power and speed max out for himself. So power and speed increased plus 100%, so capped out. And does stack that 5 stacks on himself, where at the end of turn he'll convert into clock burst state. Not only that, this move is a single target attack that does give himself changing his element of his attack to the target's weakness element. So again, very similar to Alma in that sense. And so after he's in his clock burst state, aka almost like a lunatic, his damage and number of attacks increase quite a lot, and his main DPS is a 3x XL single target blunt attack that does allow physical resistance 50 down, and it does give that multi-hit boost. So for those who've used ES Suzette, my waifu of course, or even using, I think, one of the newest Tales of Collab unit. Oh, I can't think of it, the unit offhand. But anyways, Lloyd. Then you'll know the power of increasing the damage of that multi-hit attack. So basically, to make a long story short, if you can get 5 hits, you can get multiple boosts off the multi-hit. So that's very useful for a multi-hit team, and he will be able to power up a physical water team quite nicely. Anyways, if you don't like AS Dewey, and I mean, you know, some people might not like AS Dewey. After all, he is a husbando, and some people like waifus a lot more. That being said, we do have another manifest fight, and this one, I'm going to say, is interesting at the very least. Now, Mariel AS finally gets her manifest. I'm not sure how powerful she'd be after her manifest, because before manifest, she is clunky at best. During the AF, she doesn't really have any contributing attacks. and she needs to stack a few stacks in order to kind of bring someone back to life. And I think I can't remember if it's without full stacks, it's like a small amount of HP, and I think if it's full stacks, then it gets either full or half HP on the person being brought back to life. Now, with the advent of units such as Efi that prevents us from dying, I can't see AS Mariel being that useful. Hopefully the manifest does increase her to some usefulness, although I'm not sure about that. That being said, hey, another manifest means more Chrono Stones, which can be used for the newest banners later on. Now this one's a really cool cat equipment set, especially for those who are of the OG variety who really like Miyu normal style. You can now get the Miyu matching set, the dress, the crown, as well as Rose. I think I do like the crown. Not really sure about the frilly dress, because after all, when you put it on Mariel, you can see it's kind of more of a backpack style, but I think it's quite elegant nonetheless. And for those who like to spend stones, of course, there is the discounted purchasing of one of each of the packages. And you can see that here clearly the normal style Dewey will have his Steam Assist upgraded as well. Now keep in mind that Dewey normal style is really power crept at this point. However, he does have a manifest, and he is obviously can be due for a true manifest sometime in the near future if it ever happens. Okay, so let me know in the comments below what you think about this update. Are you excited? Is it relatively boring? Do you even have Dewey? Keep in mind that if you do have, spoiler alert, RCF, you can side grade to the normal style Dewey and then kind of get AS Dewey by farming out his treatises. Remember, the treatises at least drop in both red and green key dungeons, so you have twice the chance of getting it or twice the disappointment depending on your luck and RNG. As for myself, since I already do have normal style Dewey as well as RCF, I will be, like always, grinding out the treatises, waiting for them to drop. My treatise luck in the last 4 or 5 months has been abysmal at best, and even my opus luck has been non-existent to some extent, being that most of my units are still missing a few. I'm hoping to eventually get them all up to speed, and then I'll have an updated roster, but for now, I'm biding my time, being that I'm not actively killing any super bosses at the moment. Now that being said, I'm still looking forward to the manifest fight. I do have a soft spot for Mariel, and even though ES Mariel just got released, I do like Mariel and her storyline, so looking forward to that fight as well. Anyways, we'll see you in about 24 hours, and hopefully you'll be able to save up not only for this banner, but for the upcoming banner after this, of which most of us are waiting for. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.